Hello, here we go. It's the Cop-Eye Podcast.
What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to another team news show. I'm joined by Jay and by Tim again. How you doing, fellas?
Good, mate.
Yeah, not too bad.
Good stuff. Team news is, well, it's not recent. It was 13 minutes ago. But yeah, here we are, late. So team news is Alisson in goal, Trent right back two of Reece Williams and Fabinho, left back Robertson, midfield of Thiago, Wijnaldum and Milner, and then a three of Jones, Salah, Firmino, or a 4-4-2. I don't know. Jay, what instant reaction started? It's a strong lineup, isn't it? It's just figuring out who's playing where in that one.
Yeah, exactly. You said it off air, didn't you? You could probably see it being a Thiago and then a 2, and then Jones in front, and then another 2 up front. Which again, I wouldn't mind seeing that. I wouldn't mind seeing something different. Just anything. I just want a goal. I just want to celebrate a goal today, and if I can celebrate it at the theatre of penalties, I'll be happy.
Yeah, Tim, thoughts on that lineup? It's nice to see Reece Williams back in there, but I'll go for the subs as well quick. So subs are Kelleher, Mane, Ox, Minamino, Tsimikas, Shaqiri, Origi, Phillips, and Neco Williams. So no place for Joel Matip on the bench there. So are you surprised by that, or are you just happy to see Reece back in the starting 11?
Not so much surprised. I think he's probably with Joel Matip's current injury form, he's probably not taking any risks and prioritising the Premier League. In terms of Reece, yeah, it's nice to see him back. I think this is the kind of game that will suit him, because I assume that they'll put the likes of Cavani up front, who is not massively pacey and more of a physical presence. So I think that suits Reece Williams better. I think Klopp's just taken a free shot at something different. Yeah, I don't think this is a 4-3 even. Sorry. So I'm not really sure how they're going to line up. They might put Thiago on a wing, or Wijnaldum on a wing or something, and push him further up the field. But honestly, looking at that lineup, I can't really tell you for sure what I could see in terms of formation or the style of play that we're going to approach the game with. But yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, I think what I said is probably the most likely, like a little diamond in midfield, but who fucking knows at the minute? Like Klopp might just be putting like that just to go, right? They're not going to know what we're going to do, because if they don't know what we're going to do, then it's better for us because we're playing shit at the minute. So we need something to go right. But team news has just came in for United, and it is Henderson in goal, Lindelof. See, they do it in number order, the stupid bastards. Lindelof, Maguire as a back 2, Wan-Bissaka right back, Shaw left back, Pogba, Van der Beek, McTominay, and then Cavani, Rashford, and Greenwood. Thoughts on that, Jay? It's pretty much
strong, mate.
Strong, isn't it?
Strong. Yeah, there's nothing really too sort of like eyebrow raising. I think it was obvious that Henderson was probably going to play. I don't see, there's not a lot of changes from when they played us last week. I think the back four still the same, isn't it? Because they did very well against us. To be fair, they did keep us very quiet in that aspect. A bit worried about Greenwood, because I know he's a decent finisher. So he's one to make sure we keep an eye on today, especially with him being so passionate about Manchester United anyway. So, and Cavani's just a pain in the arse in general, isn't he? We know what type of quality he is. He's a bit in the Ibrahimovic mould, isn't he? Not as good, but he's got that mould of every year he's getting better the older he gets. So, and he is a threat. So, I think when he came on against us the other week, he was dangerous. So, it's I'm just worried at the minute. Every time we play, I'm trying to stay positive before the match. But even in the strongest of seasons that we had last season, the season before, we was still nervous going to Old Trafford, no matter what team you're playing, because although we haven't lost there for a while, it's still a daunting place to go. So I'm just trying to stay positive as much as I can. I do think we've got a decent team out that can cope with Manchester United's side without a shadow of a doubt. It's just I just hope we're on it, because let's face it, against United last week, we had the majority of the ball, and it was only where United came into the game the last 20 minutes, you've got to say, and they had the 2 best chances of the game and they still couldn't put them away. But obviously we need to start creating things. So I on the flip side to it, very positive. Nice to see that solid back to in terms of Williams coming back in. I do like the kid. I think the more games he gets, the better he can get. Yeah. So just trying to stay positive, mate. That's me. Just trying to stay positive.
No, I know it's difficult at the minute because we're just waiting for. Well, we thought the last Man United game was where we were going to raise it, and it didn't happen in the end. And then obviously we lose to Burnley, where you lose your home records and you absolutely capitulated, and we're like, it can't get any worse. So today I'm hoping. I think you put a good tweet up, Jay. Like, reset button's been hit. You pulled the cartridge out. You give it a little blow, put it back in, see where we go from there. And that's kind of what we need to do at the minute because, yeah, what else? We can't do anything else. But in terms of so their lineup, I'm just looking now. So I read it out. I was trying to figure it out as I was doing it. So no, but Fernandez is on the bench. So is Fred and so is De Gea. So that's 3 changes from the league game. So it's still pretty much strong, isn't it? So. Dan, who's just put up a comment there? One sec. It was David. Tim.
Yeah.
What's Minamino got to do to get a match these days? What are your thoughts on that? Because he hasn't started since the Palace game, has he? Where he obviously scored. What do you think's going on with that one? Do you think it's just Klopp trying to keep him on the periphery for now, up until a point where he's happy with his performances? I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I can't really put my finger on it because I thought he was actually pretty good against Palace, and as like the more we've seen him, the more impressive he's been, and he's started trending towards that tacky that we saw, against Liverpool, that we all said, oh, we should bring this guy in. So he's been trending in that direction and had been since he's been here. It's surprising, to be honest, because he's not kind of kept his regular 3 up front over the last kind of week and a half or so. So I would have thought that even off the bench he would have brought him on just to see if he would have made a difference. But yeah, it's an odd one. It really is. I'm not really too sure about what the reasoning would be or why it's kind of why it's happening. But yeah, it's an odd one because I think this would have been a game for him to come in and make a difference. I think maybe, he's tried having Salah and Firmino on the bench. Obviously, he's trying Mane on the bench today and potentially a different formation. But I would have thought he would have stuck in Minamino just to throw something different in there. And hey, look, we haven't won. We pretty much haven't won since he's come out of the squad. So yeah.
Yeah. And I think what Dan said there, I reckon Jones will be on the left. He can be a proper goal threat when given freedom to go forward and get in the box. Yeah, it's a good shout. I don't know if that's a bit of a bold move going to Old Trafford. Like we said, if it's a diamond, top tip of a diamond, Jones could do really well there, couldn't he? Just dropping deep. But then I thought, Minamino would also be perfect for that role as well, wouldn't he? Like not having as much defensive duties and just picking up the ball and running with it. But Jones hasn't been in the team as much recently, has he, Jay? So it's nice to see him back in there as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I love that lad to pieces. I just think he's just got the right attitude to play for this side. He knows what the club's all about, obviously being a local lad, and the club's been embedded in his DNA. So, and he does. You can see when he does play, he really wants the ball. He's always asking for the ball. He doesn't tend to go quiet in games. Might have had the odd one this season, but he's the sign of the squad that he's in at the minute. Where it's not having the best of seasons, are we really, in confidence levels? But it's always good to see him, and he will relish the chance of playing at Old Trafford and sticking one on them lot. And it's always the extra incentive, isn't it, for a local lad who's grown up supporting the club. He's wearing Gerrard's old number, which obviously he mentioned when he changed that squad number. And I tell you what, if he puts one in the back of the net at Old Trafford today, what a fucking moment for him. And he likes doing it against our rivals in the FA Cup a la last season. So let's hope he can do it again.
I would give my left arm at the minute for one of those strikes that he done against Everton. I would absolutely fucking love that. But yeah, that's 9 minutes, so we'll leave it there.
Your left arm? Your left arm?
Yeah, I need that right one.
I was going to say you use your right arm for some help, don't you? So, good thinking. I like what you're thinking there, mate.
Always thinking, lad. Always thinking.
What we doing for score predictions?
Yeah, go on then. Go on, Tim. You go first, lad.
Oh, I don't. See, as tempted as I am to go, oh yeah, we'll go and smack them, or say, oh, they're kind of in form or we're not, and we're not fielding the strongest team we can, so they'll probably smash us. But this has another kind of board draw written all over it, doesn't it? Because you can just see United sitting back and us not being able to break them down, and they'll have a couple of chances and they put them away. But on current trend, this has ball draw written all over it, doesn't it?
It's got to end though. It's got to end today, hasn't it?
Got to. And I think because obviously their fullbacks done quite well against us last time, so I'm hoping if we go a bit narrower, give the license to Trent and Robbo to go forward a bit more, and have if it is a diamond in midfield, the two in the middle, and obviously Taki can drop a bit deeper, and maybe give a little defensive cover for them going forward, because I don't think Salah likes playing against Shaw, does he? I don't think he gets much change out of Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw tends to do quite well against him, so I think he swapped wings last week as well, didn't he, against them, to try and go one. But they're both really good defensively, so
the one thing I do want to say though, you are, and you're spot on about that, Mick. You are absolutely spot on. The one thing I do want to say before we go off is, with Milner being back in the squad, right? And because Dan's just jogged my memory on it, something I want to say at the beginning. Hope Milner smashed into them. Having James Milner in that side today will give us a voice on that pitch where we've sort of been lacking that. Do you know what I mean? In terms of like with no Hendo, no Verge. Gino Wijnaldum is one of the leaders in the dressing room, but he isn't that type of person who's going to be screaming and shouting on the pitch, where James Milner will do that. You know, we've heard Milner loads of times talking about it, and there was obviously a lot of distress on the side of the pitch against Burnley, and you had the likes of Hendo and Millie shouting. That was in the news this week. So I think Milner's been put in there for a reason, to be that voice on the pitch, especially at Old Trafford and especially against these lot. So I think that could be a very pivotal move by Klopp today by putting James Milner in there. So hopefully that'll come good into good fruition. I'm just praying for a win. I can't say that we're going to win. I can't give a score prediction that's going to win, because I don't know the way we're playing at the minute.
Well, if it goes to pen, we've got Millie on the pitch, so he'll definitely score. But I'd love a Millie pen.
Scoring one, aren't we? Yeah.
Jay, what's going on for then, lad?
I'll just go again what I wanted. I'll just go 1-0 again. Let's just have that.
Go ahead. I'll go 1-0 as well. Fuck it. Let's just pray we get. I'm not even going to say it. I say the same shit every week. Let's get an early goal and play well, and then it doesn't happen. So let's just
play well. That's the main thing.
Well.
Even if we fucking go out today, let's play fucking well. Let's be coming away from that fucking game today. Even if we go out, let's be coming away from it and going, do you know what? We got beat, but fuck me, did we put a performance in today? That's what I want to tweet about later. I'll be happy with that.
Yeah.
But fucking win. Knock them out.
Just fucking win. We'll be back about 7ish. Well, depends what the score is, really. If we win, we'll be bang on. If we're not, we might be 10 minutes later, something. But we'll see.
Yeah.
See you in a bit.